I have a lot of books that I'm going to show you today. Okay, it's going to be probably a long video, so I'm just gonna skip the preamble that I usually do after I take long breaks. I know I've been gone for a while, but I'm back here today because it's my birthday, and the one thing I wanted to do all day today was just record this video. Like, I've been wanting to sit down and make a video for a while, and I think the best way to do that is just to like sit here, talk to you guys, be honest and real for a second, and just do a book haul with you. And don't worry, there is a video coming where I kind of explain some things. It's gonna be in my summer reading wrap-up video, which is long overdue, just like everything else that I was supposed to make this summer, but that's neither here nor there. That video will be coming soon, but right now I need to tell you guys all the books that I bought, because in a very me fashion, I'm going to probably make a book unhaul video after this, so then that way I have space on my shelves to do a bookshelf reorganization video. If you've been here on my channel for a while, you already know what's up. You already know what's about to happen. This is gonna be like a weeks to month-long process, okay? Because me and my bookshelves, we're kind of fighting at the moment. I've started to create kind of a book wall. Like, I don't know if you can see it, but on the sides of my bookshelf are just more books because I can't figure out where I want to put them and stuff, and it's just become a massacre. And so I feel like once I get these videos out of the way, the book haul and the book unhaul video, I can finally start doing whatever I need to do to my very chaotic shelves. So yeah, that's where we're at. Oh, I forgot to do my intro. Hello and welcome to my channel. If you are new, if you're not new, welcome back to my channel. My name is Marina and I'm doing a birthday book haul. Let's get started, okay? Now, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. I did not buy all of these books just for my birthday. Like, some of these books have been accumulating over the past like few months. Like, I've mostly bought these during the summertime, but a few of these I did buy just because screw it, it's my birthday, I can do whatever I want. And with that mindset, I have at least 20 books to show you today, which isn't terrible. At least I think it's 20 books. I honestly didn't count them. We can count them by the end of this video. I have a bag full of books next to me, and then the book wall that kind of starts here behind me. These are books that I'm also going to be hauling. It's gonna be a long video, so without further ado, let's just get started. First book that I would like to show you that I got, Funny Story by Emily Henry. I read this book a few months ago, if you guys remember, and I really liked it, and so I thought, why not get it? I read it for one of my TBR videos, and before you guys get on me about that, I will be bringing my TBR videos back, but next month, because obviously for the past few months it's been quiet on the TBR front. So Funny Story, I read it for one of my TBR prompts and I thoroughly enjoyed it, and so I was like, I have to get it. Plus, I already have a few other Emily Henry books behind me. Those I have not started, ironically enough, the ones that I already owned. I did not already own this, but it fit the prompt that I had, so I started it and I loved it, and here we are. The next book is one by an author that kind of took off this year. I think this book came out this year, I'm pretty sure, because I've been hearing about it from friends and I'm very intrigued. Blood Over Bright Haven by Emma Wong. All I know about this book, based off of what my peers and friends have been telling me, is that it gives Full Metal Alchemist. Say less. I wouldn't say like I'm the ultimate anime fan, but when it comes to Full Metal Alchemist, that's one of my favorites of all time. So yeah, that's all I heard, and honestly I've been wanting to read this simply because I have heard the hype about it. A lot of people are saying this is like one of the best fantasies of the year and all of this stuff, and I was just like, okay. And I also never heard of this author, though I do have another book by them that I will be showing you later. Because my standards, my expectations are so high at this point, I feel like I would like it. The next book I bought was when I was doing like a bookstore crawl. I went to several bookstores in like one day, just like as a treat to myself. This was weeks ago, and most of these books were bought during that time. This is one of them. I bought Chain Gang All Stars by Nana Kwame Adjei-Brenyah. I know I'm butchering that and I'm so sorry. I've been wanting to read this for a while too, and I got it because I found it at a used bookstore, and you guys know me, I will never ever say no to a used book. This was like $10. It's a hardcover and it looks like brand new. Are you kidding me? I've heard about this book and I don't really know like the specifics about it. I know that it kind of has like commentary on the prison system in America and what it will make you do to want to get out of that system and be free from it. I know that it kind of has something to do with like wrestling. I think. Let me tell you about what I've been doing, okay? Because I feel like I should give you some updates as to what's been going on in my life. I've been slowly getting back into my WWE phase. I was a big WWE kid, and I found out that one of my favorite wrestlers, AJ Lee, just got re-signed to WWE. So I've been like slowly falling down a rabbit hole that I thought I crawled out of years ago, and I'm having the time of my life. It's like making my inner child so happy. But also because I'm in that state of mind, this book has been calling my name for like the past week or two. So I kind of really want to read it. Again, I don't know the specifics. I think it has something to do with like a tag team of two prisoners that are literally fighting in matches to receive their freedom and get out of the prison industry, but that's like the basics, okay? I don't really know anything else, but like I said, it's calling my name, so this might get read before the end of the month. I don't know. I don't know if it's a series as well. I would like to think it's not, because I can't get into any more series. I'm really hoping this is a standalone, but I don't know. Chain Gang All-Stars might be my next read, so I'm very excited for that. Next book I have is by an author that I will be talking about in my summer wrap-up video, because I did finish one of her books over the summer, but this one I bought at the same time I bought Chain Gang All-Stars. I think I bought it at the same bookstore. Real by Kennedy Ryan. Sorry, excuse me while I just like take a moment of silence to think about the fact that the Skyland series is actually over. Let me take a moment of silence, because I finally finished that series over the summer, and I've kind of been in a Kennedy Ryan drought. I've been feeling the need to read another one of her books, but I don't know which one to start with. But because I recently bought this one, I feel like I might do this one next. I feel like I don't need to explain my thoughts on Kennedy Ryan and my feelings towards this woman. You guys already know me and my thoughts and feelings about Kennedy Ryan and her books. If she's written it, I'ma pick it up. I'ma read it. I think it follows a girl who wants to be an actress and get into that industry and ends up falling in love with one of her co-stars. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if she falls in love with the co-star or one of the producers of the show, or maybe, no, it's Broadway. It's Broadway, not Hollywood, sorry. But you know what I mean. She kind of ends up getting into like hidden romance with one of her co-stars, and that seems nice. I don't know. I know that this is a standalone. It's not a series like a Skyland series or the Hoop series that she's written. This is just a one and done deal. So that's also why it's been calling my name, because again, I can't get into any more series. I just can't do it. I won't do it for my own well-being, because I have too many series that I want to finish before the end of the year. So I'm trying to be responsible in that regard. But yeah, because of that, Real is calling my name. Also, if you can hear a fan, ignore that. It's really hot in my room as per usual. So I'm sweating bullets, and also my dog is panting under the bed because of how hot it is. So if you hear that, no you don't. Next book is one that I kind of foreshadowed 5 minutes ago. I bought The Sword of Kaigen by Emma Wong. I've heard that this book is really hard to get. I found it at a used bookstore and I instantly took it. So that's just luck on my side. A lot of people are saying that they can't find this anywhere unless like they go to Amazon, and I was not gonna give Jeff Bezos my money. I just didn't want to do that. And also, again, I haven't read Blood Over Brighthaven yet, so I don't really know how good her books are. But because I saw this and I was like, I knew what people were saying about it, I was like, okay, I have to take this. This is like a, not to be dramatic, once in a lifetime chance to get it, because it was only $7 too. So I was like, don't mind if I do. Let me snatch that up real quick. Yeah, just like Blood Over Brighthaven, I've heard great things about The Sword of Kaigen. A lot of people that found Emma Wong through Blood Over Brighthaven were like, you guys need to read Sword of Kaigen. It's arguably better, if not on the same level as Blood Over Brighthaven. So again, my expectations are like through the roof, and I think this is also a one and done too, I would imagine, because it's a really thick book. I don't know what this is about, like, other than the fact that fans of this author say that it's just as good as her latest release. I don't really know the plot, but I'm open to it. I can't say I haven't heard anything, because I have heard one person who has read this, like one of my friends, say that because I like Avatar: The Last Airbender, I would like this. And I think that's a pattern I'm gonna hear when it comes to this author's books, because like, what do you mean Full Metal Alchemist, Avatar: The Last Airbender? you're pulling at the right strings to get me to read these books. Again, say less. It doesn't take much, but yeah, I can't believe I have this and I didn't have to go to Amazon to get it. Like, guys. Yeah, I kind of want to read one of them soon. I don't know which one, Sword of Kaigen or Blood Over Bright Haven, but you guys let me know in the comments if you have read either one or both, which one I should start with, because not gonna lie, because of the hype of both, they've kind of intimidated me just a tad. There are a few books in here that I bought recently that are intimidating, but because I bought them, it gives me a reason to want to read them more. So I'm trying to get over that like intimidation when it comes to books, because they're just books. But I also need someone to convince me to start them so I don't like cower in fear, you know? Okay, next book is a part of a series, and I got it because it was used and it's in good condition, and it's a collector's edition of a really popular series, so I couldn't say no. I bought A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. This is the collector's edition, exclusive collector's edition, my bad. Yeah, I got this for $9. Who could blame me? You couldn't. Don't even say you could. You're a liar. I did buy this. I don't know if I'm gonna like it. I've heard great things about the trilogy, but again, it's another series. And I did start one V. Schwab book this year. We Bury Our Hearts in the Midnight Soil or whatever, or Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil, that's what it's called. I started that back in May. Did I finish it? Anyway, it's not that I didn't want to finish that book, I just was not in the mood to read. Like, you're gonna find this out in my summer reading wrap up, but during the summer it was a really hard time for me to read, and during May I was feeling like the fatigue of that. So when I picked up that book, I got like a little over halfway and then I just stopped. But I was really liking what I was reading, and it was promising that I would like V. Schwab's other books. And so I saw this and I was like, let me just see what the hype is about, because I have heard of this trilogy. Out of all of her books, I've heard the most about this trilogy. Do I know what it's about? No. People have told me, I've just forgotten over the years, because it has been a long time since the series has come out. I don't really know much about it, but people are saying that like this is probably one of her best like overall stories, and yeah, I'm willing to give it a chance because of how much I enjoyed We Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil. Next book is one that you guys shouldn't be surprised about, because I'm a collector of this author's books, but because I'm a collector, I don't really like, I feel funny saying I'm a collector because I don't have space to collect this author's books because she has so many. But I saw this and I was like, I have to get it. Solitaire by Alice Oseman. This is the US edition. I have all of Alice Oseman's books in like the UK editions, but because I like the way that Alice Oseman illustrates her graphic novels and draws her characters, I was really drawn to owning all of the US copies because she has illustrated every single cover. I really want to own all of these. I Was Born for this, the US edition. I have the hardcover of that, but that's the only US edition I own. And again, this was used, so I saw it and I had to get it. I would say this is most likely my favorite Alice Oseman book, so it was kind of a no-brainer for me. I kind of blacked out when I saw it. I had to get it, and I have no regrets, but I'm sure I'm gonna feel some regret when reorganizing my bookshelf because I really don't know where I'm gonna put this. We'll get to that problem when the day comes, but right now just look at it. It's so nice. Look at my girl Tori. It takes me back to when I was in England and I read all of Alice Oseman's books for the few months that I was there. What a time, what a time. Next two books are ones that have been long awaited. You guys know that I've been saying I wanted to read this series for years. Since I started BookTube, I think I've been wanting to read this series for years, and I've always had half of the series, and I said that whenever I have the chance to get the other half of the series, I will, and I finally got that chance. I have The Lost Hero and Son of Neptune, the first two books of the Blood of Olympus series by Rick Riordan, the spin-off series to Percy Jackson and the Olympians. Guys, it's game time. I finally have them. I have been waiting to get these for a long time because I wanted to get used ones because I have this desire to get used copies of the hardcovers and then buy new dust jackets for them. Don't get me wrong, I love the old illustrations and art for the covers of these. I honestly prefer the older covers of the Riordan verse books than the newer ones. I feel like with every new edition of his new books, they get uglier. Like, what happened to the sacred scripts? What happened to this? What happened, you know? So it's not that I don't like these dust jackets, but I found some company that makes like really pretty dust jackets for the Percy Jackson series and the Heroes of Olympus books, and I really want them, but I wasn't willing to get like new books and new dust jackets. Like, that was going to be too expensive, so I was waiting until these, like, I saw these in a used section of a bookstore and I got them. And if I wasn't going to find them, I was going to buy them off of like the used section of Amazon, but every time I checked, they were never there. It was always like the used paperback. So I feel like the only way I was going to be able to get a used copy of these were in person at a bookstore. And I did. I finally did. I finally have all 5 of these books. You guys know I've had books 3 through 5 for the past like year or two, but I have yet to get these 2, the first 2 in the series. So now I can actually start this series. And I feel like with all of the buildup and the wait, I'm kind of scared, just a little bit, because it's a series I've been talking about literally for like 4 years that I have yet to start, and I don't know what to expect. Like, I do, but I don't, and I'm scared, but that makes it all the more exciting. And I really can't wait to start this series, with the first book being The Lost Hero. What a crazy timeline I'm living in. This is crazy. No, when I saw that, I literally lost my breath. I was like, don't mind if I do, I'm gonna take it. The next book is one that I actually finished today. The reason why it looks dark in here is because it's nighttime, because I've been spending all day finishing this book. The Dragon Wakes with Thunder by KX Song, the sequel to this book right here, The Night Ends with Fire. This book came out a few weeks ago, I think, and as soon as I saw it, I grabbed it. This has been my anticipated read. I don't know if it was in my most anticipated reads of 2025 video. If it wasn't, that's my mistake, because it was. Literally, when I saw it, I grabbed it and read it immediately. I won't go into specifics because I'll save that for my September wrap up, but this book right here, this duology right here, Cooking with Gas, KX Song. I wasn't familiar with your game. I mean, I was, because I read the first book, but I was not familiar with her game for real, because I think this is her first series, and The Night Ends with Fire was her first book. That's power. That's crazy. I literally just finished this like less than an hour ago, so I'm getting off the hype of reading this duology and finishing it. I'm happy that I have it, because this cover is gorgeous. Also, the sprayed edges. I think it was for my other like book haul that I showed you guys with the first book in the series. This one is a Fairy Loot edition, and I'm still not over that I got this for like 20 bucks. I got it off of some Facebook market group, but guys, look at this. Although they look very different, these 2 books together, I'm like speechless. And I think I mentioned this earlier, but I have Long Shot by Kennedy Ryan as well. I hauled this when I saw it in the used section, because duh, it's me. I bought this book because I know the Hoop series is one of Kennedy Ryan's like most popular books. I think it's what put her on the map in the romance community. I think these books are what got people talking about her. Again, I see Kennedy Ryan's name, I'm gonna read it. It's a said and done deal. Nothing left to say. However, because it's a series, I'm kind of standoffish about it. Like, I feel like I can hold off on this, but I did want to own it just to say that I do have it, and when I want to read it, it's there for the taking, you know? So I bought it. I'm very excited. My friend who loves this series has been begging me to read it, so who knows, I might start it sooner rather than later, but we'll just have to see. Next book I have is one that got a lot of attention, I want to say like 2 years ago when it first came out. I'm trying to remember what my thought process was when I got this like a month ago, and I don't remember, but I have it, and who knows, I might read it. I bought Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies by Heather Fawcett. A lot of people have been talking about this book series, and a lot of people really enjoy it. I don't really know anything about it other than it has fays, which could be fun. It's kind of a romantasy. Not kind of, I think it is a romantasy. A lot of people have told me that it's kind of cozy fantasy, but there are some stakes here in between, and I don't know, something about that might have intrigued me. I think it was also because, again, who else wants to say it with me? Come on, it was used, and with every cover I've seen of this book, I've loved every single one. Like, this book only has pretty covers, I think. Every edition I've seen of this book is beautiful, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get this. I think this is what, the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition. I was like, don't mind if I do. Also, it has deckled edges. I know some people don't like deckled edges. I do. I think that it adds something more to like the physicality of a book. It makes it look a little bit more old, classic, whatever. Yeah, I don't know when I'm gonna read this, but I own it, so it will get done soon, hopefully. Now we get into the stack behind me over here. I guess we're just gonna go top to bottom. Okay. I bought The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexander Dumas. I know. Guys, I'm determined to read a classic every month of this year. I said this at the beginning of the year, and I'm sticking to it, kind of. We don't need to talk about the summertime. The summertime, it was a flop, it was a fail. I wasn't reading anything, let alone a classic. But I'm back on my grind right now. And I'm not saying that this would be my classic for September, though I have started this book. It has been started. I don't know if you can see that. I have started this book. I'm not saying it'll be my classic for this month, but best believe it will get read. I have heard great things about The Count of Monte Cristo. I don't know. Like I said, there are intimidating books in the stack, and for me, this is one of them. I think that this book intimidates a lot of people simply because of how gigantic it is. This book is like 1,200 pages. It's around that. It's like 1,240, I think. It's a giant book. It's a thick baddie. It's very interesting to me because I know that a lot of people have made it their goal to read this year. Like, this kind of went mainstream in like the book social media pages because people have been hearing great things about this book, including me. I've heard great things about The Count of Monte Cristo for years, since I was in high school, but it's always just been one of those classics that I put off because, oh, classics, school related, I don't want to deal with it. This year, I'm conquering that fear. I want to get through at least one long classic this year, and I've chosen this to be the one that I get through. Okay, so far, like I said, I've started it. I'm not that far into it, but I have started it. I'm like a little over 100 pages into, or 200. I can't remember. No, I'm a little over 100 pages in. So far, this book is funny. This book is really entertaining. I don't know how I'm gonna enjoy it as it goes along because I don't think I've ever read a book this long. I've read books that are around 1,000 pages. 1,200 is crazy though, so we'll just have to see. But so far, so good. I'm enjoying it, and I bought it to convince myself that I need to finish it now. And I started it, so that's also very helpful in me needing to finish it now that I have started it. But because I've been reading like a few other things in between, this hasn't been my main priority, but my goal is to read this by the end of the year, along with a few other classics. So, next book that I bought, Jade City by Fonda Lee. Talk about an intimidating book. I don't know why I'm intimidated by this one. I've heard amazing things from people who have read the entire trilogy, and they recommend it all the time, say it's the best fantasies that they've ever read, and yada yada yada. I believe you. I believe the people. Best believe. I'm not doubting anyone in their opinions, but I don't know, something about this book since it's come out has always scared me a bit, and I don't know why. I shouldn't be scared to read this. Like, fantasy, that's up my alley. I should be jumping for joy, ready to read it, but for some reason every time I pick up this book, it's like something is putting me off, and not in a bad way, because like I said, I do want to read it. It's like, I don't know, so I had to buy it. I bought it. It's done. I'm going to read it now. That's the way I convince myself. Let's spend money on this, because then you're gonna read it, because that makes sense. I don't know, but now that I own it and I have to look at it every day, it's a reminder that this will get read. It is a series, but it's honestly a long-awaited series. I look at this the same way I look at the Heroes of Olympus series. Those are both series I'm ready to start this year because of how long I've waited to start them and finish them. So if this is a series that I end up starting, then I hope to finish it by the end of the year, simply because of how long it's been of me wanting to read this. And I don't know if I've actually talked about my intimidation by this series, but it's real. It's in the flesh. But yeah, I have it. I've never read anything by Fonda Lee, so this is going to be a fun experience, maybe. Who knows? Maybe for the books I'm intimidated by, I could do like a reading vlog for them as another way to force me to get through them. Because usually when I do reading vlogs for books, it helps me like lock in for them, you know? The next book I have is one that's from my childhood that I've been wanting to own for a while, but I wanted to own a specific edition of it, and so I didn't want to buy it until I found that specific edition, and I did at a used bookstore, which is always fun. The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak. This is one of my favorite books of all time. This was one of the few books that I read as a kid, and I read it for school, and I somehow still ended up enjoying it. This book has always had a special place in my heart. This is the special anniversary edition of it. There's something really special about it. I just like how it looks. Like, there's really nothing more to it other than, like, I don't know, red and papers, and I don't know if there's anything. No, there's not anything. But yeah, I wanted to own this edition of it for years. This is the only Marcus Zusak book that I've ever read, and I might reread it, honestly, just for the fun of it. This book had me bawling in tears, crying, screaming, throwing up when I read it, and I think it was either high school or middle school, and I didn't own it for some reason. So yeah, I finally own it. This was just like something that I needed to do for my inner child, and I finally have it in my book collection, which is very, very nice. I'm happy that I own this, and I do think I will reread it. I just need to get in the right headspace, because if you know anything about this book, it's very dark, but I really recommend it to anyone. This is another book that's a special edition that I got because my friend saved it for me. She bought it while she was out of town at a book convention, and she thought that I would really like it, and I'm flattered, really, because it's a really pretty edition. She got me A Fragile Enchantment by Allison Saft. This is, I think, what I don't know what edition this even is, but I know this is not the regular edition. Oh my god, I forgot how pretty this is. Are you kidding me? Oh, and it's signed. Oh, Fairy Loot. It's the Fairy Loot. Duh, of course. Guys, I don't know anything about this. Oh, more end papers. I don't know anything about this. I have one other Allison Saft book in my collection, and it's the Tinkerbell book, if you guys remember, that I was supposed to read months ago. That, spoiler alert, I did not read. But those two books are by Allison Saft, this one and that one, and I have yet to read either of them, but I've heard great things about Allison Saft's books, and the fact that my friend went out of her way to get this for me means a lot, because again, I don't know nothing about this. I know that it's a romantasy and that it's a standalone, and that's it. So yeah, I got nothing. But let's just take in the fact that, like, this book, like, I'm sorry, like, look at that, look at that, look at this. The next book is one that you could argue I don't need. You could argue I don't need this because I have a few copies of this book already, and you would be right, I guess, but I don't care. I bought a hardcover of The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. There's no excuse. There's no excuse. I don't need this, I know. But if you know me, then you know that this is one of my favorite books of all time. Madeline Miller is an author that I will buy every edition of her books. Again, it's kind of like that Emily Wilde book. I have yet to see like an ugly edition of a Madeline Miller book. Because of that, and because I love her book so much, I'm willing to buy every single one. Now, there's nothing special about this edition other than the fact that it's hardcover. Like, it's basically the same exact cover as the paperback that I own, but I've never really seen this book in hardcover ever, so I was like, whoa, and I had to get it because it was only $10 at the used bookstore. I didn't have to get it. No one has to get anything, okay, but like, I wanted to. Don't make me explain myself. It's my birthday and I can do what I want, okay? Next, I have The Queen of the Tierling by Erica Johansson. This is, I think, a standalone adult fantasy, or is it young adult? I don't remember. I'm not gonna lie, I got this because of the ribbon bookmark. Something about a ribbon bookmark is gonna convince me every time to get something. I don't know why. I don't know why. This isn't really a popular book, I think. I only heard of this from one of the booktubers that I am subscribed to, Sunny Kim. Love her. She talked about this book a while ago though, like one of her videos that are from probably a year ago. She was raving about this book and how good it was, and for some reason it's always been in the back of my mind to read it because of her like description of it and her review, though now that I'm holding it I can't really remember what she said. and I can't remember why I was drawn to this other than the ribbon. And I know that's stupid, but that's the truth, and I'm not here to lie to you guys. I don't know if it's a special edition or just like the original hardcover that it first published in, but yeah, I own it. It's in my hand. I don't know anything about it. Also, deckled edges. I don't know anything. I can't really tell you guys anything because I don't know anything, and I'm sorry, but look, it's shiny. Ribbon, yay. Next up, we have another special edition of a book that my coworker asked me to read that I have not read yet, but I got it because she asked me to read it, and I saw that there was a special edition, and so I got it. The Teller of Small Fortunes by Julie Long. I don't know anything about this other than it's kind of a cozy fantasy that has to do with food, and that sounds fun to me. Something about fantasy books with like descriptions of food draw me in. Those are like some of my guilty pleasure reads, and I'm not even that guilty about it, but like those are the kind of fantasy books that I really crave nowadays. Just like cozy, laid back fantasy. I don't remember what my coworker said about this book, but I also, in like the midst of just seeing a pretty book, ended up buying it and used the excuse that, oh yeah, my coworker, my friend did tell me to read this. But at the end of the day, it's just because this book is really, really pretty. Look at that, look at that, look at this. I think this is another Fairy Loot edition, if I'm pretty sure. I should check. Also, end papers. Oh. Crazy, crazy work. Look at that. That's gorgeous. I haven't opened this book in a while, so I've honestly forgot how pretty this was. Yep, it's another Fairy Loot book, because always coming through with the beautiful books. But yeah, I know that this book is a standalone. I know that it's kind of cozy. I know it's fantasy. I know that there's food involved. And there's also a cat on the cover. So that's how you know that it's going to be cozy and maybe a fun time. Next book I have is the second in a series of a book that I don't own. And I know that sounds stupid, because it is, but it's only because I thought that this was the first book, okay? I bought Forged by Blood by Ehigbor Okasun. I had another name that I know I'm butchering. This is another Fairy Loot special edition. I've been wanting to read this duology for a minute. When the first book came out, the original cover of it was always stunning to me, and for some reason I just never really bought it. But then again, I saw it in the used section for 12 bucks, this one, and I was like, yay, let me take it, let me finally read that, just to find out this is the second book in the duology. So no real excuse, because that was really stupid of me. Like, I have no excuse. But yeah, this is a really, really pretty book, so I don't really have any regrets. I will be getting the first book probably in hardcover to match this one that's also in hardcover, though that's really not that important to me, like when it comes to series, hardcover, paperback, whatever. But I feel like with a book as pretty as this, the first one should also match up. I won't be saying I'm getting the Fairy Loot of the first one, but I think it should at least be in hardcover. And then, oh my god, the receipt just fell out. This art that came in the book, look at the end papers. These characters look so hot. Wow, look at that. This book is, again, gorgeous. This is just me hyping up Fairy Loot, and I'm not even subscribed to Fairy Loot. I just find these out of pure luck. But yeah, gorgeous, gorgeous gowns, gorgeous gowns. Again, don't really have the first book at the moment, so I can't remember what it's about, but I do remember when it first came out a few years ago really wanting to read it. And so, oh, other love interest, I'm assuming. Two different love interests on two different end papers. Ooh, messy, messy, messy. Yeah, I've got nothing. This was a really stupid purchase, but I don't regret it because you saw how pretty this book was. I feel like I shouldn't have to explain myself when it comes to pretty books. Okay, now the last book I have is one that's the first in a series. So, let me redeem myself real quick. A Fate Inked in Blood by Danielle L. Jensen. I'm pretty sure this is a trilogy. If I'm not mistaken, it's the Saga of the Unfated trilogy. This is, I guess you could say, a special edition because the not the end papers, the sprayed edges are sparkly and nice, but I don't think there's anything else special about it other than that. I've never read anything by Danielle L. Jensen. I know that she does have shooters on her side, though. A lot of people say that she's really, really good at romantasy. I don't know nothing about that, though. So I'm intrigued. I saw this and I was like, better late than never. Let's get into it. I know that the second book of the series came out a few months ago, and that's all I really know. But yeah, I like the cover. Again, I love the sprayed edges. They're pretty. And that's what I'm basing my hopeful love for this book off of, just how nice the book looks. I know that there's a badass heroine. That's all I know about it. That's honestly all I need to know when it comes to any book series. Tell me that there's a badass heroine who's probably like ruthless and or mean. That's my bread and butter. That's what I love. That's what I like to hear. But with that being said, this is gonna be it for today's video. That's my birthday book haul, guys. Should I count how many books I have here? I'm honestly scared. I think I was right in the assumption that there are 20 books here, but let me just like count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 21. My estimates were right. Yeah, I bought 21 books. Again, it wasn't just for my birthday. These were bought in the span of like a month or two. Because while I was not reading during the summer, you can best believe I was book buying, as you can see. So again, I have no real regrets over any of these purchases. I hope to get to most of them soon. I hope. But yeah, they're now in my collection. It's time to make space for them. So like I said, you can expect a book unhaul soon. When there's a book haul on my channel, there's soon enough a book unhaul ready to follow up, or vice versa. So that will be coming soon, hopefully. Yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, thank you. If you would like to follow me on social media, be linked down in the description below. And yeah, that's it. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye everyone.